Okay, welcome back. So we're gonna add our sensors now, so that you can show, so that they can kind of show up on your dashboard. So right now, for right now, all we're doing is we're just kind of showing sensor data that is displayed on your dashboard, and no widgets that you can control yet. So let's go to a new example. Let's go to the sensors, and this is with our booster pack connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy these credentials and paste them in the same place. So all I did was scroll down and just pasting them now, because I wanted to connect to this same dashboard. So here the code's a bit longer, and that is because it's getting now the sensor data. So I'm gonna upload this, and you can go ahead and skip to when it's finally done. We'll see you then. Okay, that's finally over. So you can see here it's connecting. Now it's connected. So let's just wait until, so check it out. So now all of our sensor data is being published slowly. Sometimes this is a nuisance. The tabs here, they kind of move down for some reason. You can just refresh it and it'll show it kind of the way you want to. So right now it's just thinking. Well, it seems like it's still going to do that. Sorry about that. But let's move these a little bit bigger. So that, yeah, okay, great. Maybe that's too big. Yeah, that's definitely too big. Okay, so here, this little icon, the plus sign, once you click it, it's established here as a widget. And if you want, go ahead and do that to all of them. Now you can just move them around. So let's see if I can get this one to, there we go, solid. So now all these are now widgets that'll stay here even if you close your dashboard. And here you can, if you go to settings, you can see you can change the name here, but it's kind of nice to have the channel name here. That way you can just kind of see it automatically, and I'll show you why in just a second. But the units are already auto filled, and that's because in your sensors program they have they have their own units being called. So it says Celsius, right, hectopascal, right. So these are formalities that you'll learn that are in the user guide as well on the very bottom, and they show what are the exact statements you need to write to get those units. So let's see. Let's kind of clean this up a bit, and let's see if we can just add a simple button. So let's move this here. All right. So if you wanted to add a button to control a digital signal, all you have to do is you go to Add New, Device Widget. You go to Custom Widgets, and this is an area you want to play around with. You can add other kind of indicators, like analog indicators to tell you the temperature. Line charts are pretty cool. It'll show you a couple points over time. Gauges are neat. Here's a two-state widget, so it's either on or off. Right now we're just going to show you a button. So firstly you have to name your thing. So I'm just going to put RLED, because I want to see if I can turn on the red light. Here it's a digital actuator because you're sending a 1 or a 0. Unit 0, 1. So now the channel. Now this is kind of important. Let's go back here. Oops. So here we have channel 0 through 4. So you want to pick the next one that's available, which is 5. So I'm going to go through the process again. Let's do RLED. Oh, and if you had multiple devices, you would put it onto thing 1. That's just what I named this one. So let's go here to channel and go ahead and select the next one available, 5 in my case. You could also play around with whatever kind of neat little button indicators you want. Let's see, one that I haven't used. I'm trying to pick one that I like. Rain machine sounds cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that widget. Okay, so now our LED is here, and as I said, it's gonna be very convenient if you just kind of make a 5 there, or if you want to do like Chan 5 to show you what channel you're communicating with. So red LED is here. So the way to add new channels that you can control from Cayenne is if you go down to the bottom of each of these examples, you'll see a Cayenne in default. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and delete this default part, and it's gonna be Cayenne in. And what you're gonna do is type in the channel you want here, channel 5. And every time you press one of the channel's specific button on the dashboard, so if I click this, it's going to automatically go into this function, and it's going to basically interrupt your launchpad. So whatever it was doing, it'll just automatically go to this function and kind of do whatever you're put in there. So let us do a red LED. So let's see if I remember right off the back. So what I would do is define, so I'm thinking red LED, and I need to make sure I put it as a output. So this is the end of the setup statement. So let's go pin mode, RLED, make it an output, and let's already put it let's already turn it off. So in our program, let's make a new bool value called light. So here we are going to, so how do we get that 0 or 1 value? So let me go ahead and steal from these other channels that are already pre-made. And this statement, get value as int, usually comes already in the examples. It's kind of odd that it's not here, but get value as int puts in the 0 or the 1 into this light variable, and you can start making statements like if light is equal to 0, then do this, or if light is equal to 1, then do that statement. So in this portion, if it's 0, what we want to do is turn off the red LED. Oh, that's unfortunate. So let's do low. And if it's 1, obviously we want to do high. So alright, let's recompile this, see if we made any mistakes. Let's just compile it first. Should take a little while actually. Okay, so yeah, Cayenne 5, just to recap, all you need to do is type in the integer number that you've assigned the channel over here on the dashboard, and if you conflict a control value with one of these indicator values, I'll call it, you will accidentally kind of mess with the indicator, even if you weren't intending. So make sure that your channels aren't conflicting, even if your buttons and your indicators are different. So let's see. So our LED was not defined. So I might have actually just had these switched. Let's go back to our define statement. So here, I think I just needed to do, switch them. I'm pretty sure that that was it. So let us just now compile the launchpad. And actually, just to show you what is the value, let us print the value of light every time we go into these functions. Yeah, this is great. So right now I'm just gonna see if this works. So right now my red LED is off. I wish I could show you, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Yep, and if every time I press this button, the red light just turned on, and that's a great confidence booster to get this to kind of like your hello world for Cayenne. And it's really neat how well this works. So let's show you on the serial monitor. I'm gonna re-download this because I just added these serial print statements, and we're gonna see here on the COM port, every time you press the button, it'll show you what channel it came from, which is always nice, just if you're like wanting to understand a little bit more. So let us wait for this to upload. Okay. So now we're reconnected. And if I press, now my LED is on. If I press, my LED is off. And if you see here, Cayenne default 5, the value is 1, the value is 0. So without even having to put the serial statement, it already tells you what the digital value that was pressed on the dashboard. But basically, this is sending a 0. Now that it turns on, it has sent a 1. And that's a neat little check. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video so that we don't go over time.